You're watching, yes, the Yankees Entertainment and Sports Network.
Well, they're making their way to Progressive Field today as Game 3 of this 4-game set between the Yankees and the Indians. CC Sabathia is going to be on the mound for the Indians. He is the reigning Cy Young Award winner, so it should be a good one as the Yes Network presents New York Yankees baseball. It's the New York Yankees against the Cleveland Indians in Game 3 of a 4-game set from Progressive Field in Cleveland, Ohio. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Yankees baseball. Along with David Cohn, I'm Michael Kay. First 2 games of the series not too good for the Yankees. They've lost both yesterday in the bottom of the 9th inning. Now they send their best to the mound. That's Chien-Ming Wang. Chien-Ming Wang is 4-0, but the last time he pitched against the White Sox, he didn't have good stuff, David, but he still won. That's important.
Yeah, I thought it was a key. When you look at Chien-Ming Wang, we talk about his mix of pitches in spring training coming out. He's off to a great start this year. When he gets that sinker up like that, he gets hammered. He had trouble with that sinker, and those are the days when he's going to have to mix in those secondary pitches. Gets a little kind of splitter there down and away. That's the type of pitches he's going to have when there's the sinker out over the plate when he makes a mistake. He made a lot of mistakes like that, but then he made adjustments. He was able to come back and throw pitches like that. Sliders down and away to righties. Jermaine Dye, a tough guy to strike out. That's the Chien-Ming Wang you're going to have on days when he can't get that ball to sink, but he can still get the job done, grind it out, and keep you in the game.
And he's really had an unbelievable career. 50-18, extraordinary 3.75 ERA. Since 2006, he's had 42 wins. Why is that important? It's the most in Major League Baseball. Let's look at today's New York Lottery pitching matchup. It's a beauty. The Cy Young Award winner against the runner-up last year. Chien-Ming Wang was the runner-up, 4-0, 3.94. Sabathia having trouble defending that title. He's 1-3 with a 10.13 ERA, so he has been struggling. Should be a great pitching matchup. Should be a good game on a beautiful day here in Cleveland. And they turn their eyes, the Yankees do, to Chien-Ming Wang to try to stop this losing streak. Lineups, first pitch, baseball next on Yes.
那刚刚博士提到了，在 Progressive Field 呢是在7月13号，也就是在之前的 Jacobs Field 呢，当时投的并不理想。那不过再回到了已经改名的 Progressive Field， 来看看在王建民方面来讲，你们把春训一直到之前的一个比赛呢，顺利的继续发挥他应有的水准。
今天这场比赛势必呢是卖一个大满座，不但是2个球队都非常有机会进入到季后赛，是所谓的强队，而且2队正好都是第1号的先发投手来担任这场比赛的主投。当然，对王建民来说有个好消息，就是印第安队的第1棒破坏力十足的 Sizemore 今天并没有在先发的阵容当中，因为他昨天脚伤扭到了脚，所以今天呢是没有办法出赛。
对，在昨天第9局跑垒的时候扭到脚。那先问。
Cleaning up, playing third base, Alex Rodriguez. Shelley Duncan, the first baseman, will bat 5th, batting 6th and DHing Morgan Ensberg. Robinson Cano, the second baseman, second lowest batting average amongst major league qualifiers. Second lowest. Only Adam LaRoche has a lower average. Melky Cabrera is in center field about 8th, and batting 9th and catching Jose Molina. Now, Jorge Posada was in the lineup, but he was scratched just moments ago, and Molina was put into the number 9 slot, and he's behind the plate. Those are the numbers on Sabathia. Really startling numbers for a defending Cy Young Award winner. 5 games, 1-3. Look at the ERA, 36 hits in 24 innings. He's given up 5 home runs, more than a strikeout per inning, and he's walked 16. Let's take a look now at the Jeep Pitchers Scouting Report.
Yeah, CC Sabathia is the reigning Cy Young Award winner. Had a great year last year, 209 strikeouts and only 37 walks. He's off to a tough start, although he did win his last one and struck out 11. Walked the line. First pitch. He doesn't walk a lot of guys. As I said, he only walked 37 batters last year, but so far this year, those walk totals are up. But nonetheless, I think the Yankee strategy will be, you see the first pitch you like, take a hack at it.
6'7", 290 pounds. That is a huge pitcher. Let's look at the game time weather conditions presented by Bigelow Tea. 57 degrees. Humidity's 49%, not much wind. And the forecast is for a chance of late showers. And again, tomorrow, it's supposed to be a very nasty day. The final game of this 4-game set. Let's take a look at the defense for the Indians, and it's a little bit different than it would normally be. In the outfield, you've got DeLucci in left, Gutierrez in center, and Jason Michaels over and right. In the infield, Blake, Peralta, Cabrera, and Garco. Garco has not made an error in 23 games at first base this year. Victor Martinez behind the plate. Sabathia is on the mound. Now, we told you it's different. Grady Sizemore hurt his ankle going into second base in the 9th inning yesterday. He's played in a major league leading 382 consecutive games, so unless he gets into the game later as a pinch hitter, his streak will die today here in Cleveland. Johnny Damon had 4 hits yesterday. Damon's ready. Sabathia is ready. We're ready, so let's do it here at Progressive Field in Cleveland, Ohio. And the big left-hander deals. And there's a strike. Get the best in HD free with IO TV, because everything about HD is better with IO, the official HD service provider of Yankees baseball. Check swing. How about this stat? Batters that swing at first pitch strikes from CC Sabathia are 9 for 9 with 2 home runs. And Johnny Damon took the first pitch strike. And last year, batters 48 for 118 swinging at the first pitch. That's 407. That just means he throws first pitch strikes, right?
It really does. He's been real aggressive. And you look at that strikeout to walk ratio that he had last year in his Cy Young year, 209 strikeouts to 37 walks. Pretty remarkable.
And the 1-2 just missed outside. Sabathia 1-7 lifetime against the Yankees. He's lost his last 6. Now, he did beat them in the ALDS last year, and that was really the only good outing he had in the playoffs. He was awful in the ALCS against the Red Sox. Johnny Damon, red hot, drops another base hit. That one right in front of Dave DeLucci. So Damon, 12 for his last 25, now 13 for his last 26.
See Johnny Damon right there, fastball right there, just stays right with it. CC Sabathia trying to get it down and away, leaves it over the plate a little bit, and Damon does exactly what you're supposed to do with that pitch, just take it right the other way.
31st career 4-hit game, 5th most among active players yesterday. Still took some of the blame for the Yankees' offensive malaise, which is hard to believe. Again, 4 hits, you've done what you can do. Here's Derek Jeter. And there's that first pitch strike. Derek loves hitting here in Cleveland. 381 at this ballpark. Highest average of any big league ball player here.
Broke in opening day. I remember pitching opening day his rookie year and hit the home run, made the great play over the catch. He broke in here and has continued his success right through.
Runner goes, and that one is driven the other way, giving chases Michaels into the corner. It's a foul ball. Not much room there, almost like Yankee Stadium. You can listen to Yankees baseball in Spanish by hitting the SAP button on your television. SAP is brought to you by Toyota, a smart way to keep moving forward.
See Jason Michaels taking a look, tries to do a little slide in, avoid the wall. That warning track is rubberized, so that's a little tough to make that kind of slide on that track.
Fouled away the other way.
The rubber goes up the lines, and then it picks up dirt along the warning track around the fence.
Right there's the delineation between rubber and dirt. And the warning track in the outfield is all cinder as well. The 0-2. Inside. Sabathia's numbers really are startling for a pitcher of his talent. But as we said during the pregame show, the problem with Sabathia is that in his first couple of starts, he just was not throwing the ball inside, and lefties, before his win in his previous start against the Kansas City Royals, lefties were hitting over 500 against him. He would not pitch inside. 1-2. High fly ball right field. Jason Michaels has room. 1 away. Let's take a look at the umpires in tonight's game this afternoon. Marty Foster is behind the plate. Darrell Cousins is at first. Angel Hernandez at second, and Eric Cooper is over at third. Did you see that scary thing yesterday with Kerwin Danley?
Yeah, that was ugly. You know, that was a cross-up, a 95-mile-an-hour fastball. The catcher thought a slider was coming and didn't get any glove on it. And Kerwin took it right off the mask. You know, just a knockout blow. Real scary situation. Wheeled him off in the ambulance.
Brad Penny of the Dodgers was on the mound. And a cross-up. The catcher was expecting a breaking ball. The fastball never broke, and probably broke the jaw of Kerwin Danley. He was carried off on a stretcher. You wonder the next time he gets behind the plate how he's not going to flinch. You really have to trust the catcher. Abreu slaps it the other way.
You usually don't see that much when a pitcher and a catcher mix up their signals and the catcher doesn't know what's coming. It's usually the other way around. It's usually looking for a fastball and trying to adjust to a breaking ball. And rarely do you see a fastball sneak by a catcher like that and drill an umpire almost on the fly.
Abreu 5 for his last 20. Damon leads off first. Now, CC Sabathia is in the final year of his contract. He will be a free agent, and obviously that is a source of much consternation here in Cleveland. Will he sign here? They made him a pretty representative offer. They offered him a 4-year extension on top of this year. They were going to bring this year's contract to $20 million, and then the other 4 years for $80. So it would have been a 5-year, $100 million deal, and he turned it down, and they're not negotiating during the season. And his agents wouldn't even begin negotiating with the Indians until they saw what Johan Santana got. Now you see his year by year, he's gotten better and better. Last year, the Cy Young Award at 19-7, 3.31. And they're not going to negotiate during the season. The Indians are hoping that his love for this area and the way the organization has treated him will have something to do with it. Breaking ball, strike 3, Abreu down looking.
Abreu's got a good eye. Marty Foster, known as more of a pitcher's umpire. We see this slider right here. Pretty good pitch. Looks like it's got the plate to me. And Bobby Abreu, no argument. He knows it.
Here's Alex Rodriguez. Rodriguez still bothered a bit by that strained right quad, which is his plant leg in the batter's box. And I asked Joe Girardi today, did he think it was affecting his hitting? And he said, no, he really doesn't. He thinks he's right on every pitch, just missing. It has nothing to do with the leg. He said he is telling Alex to, run with some management on the base paths, and he's not going to play him at third base every day. He'll alternate between third and DH till the leg heals. Count 2-0. Alex 7 hits in his last 13 at bats.
You can see Sabathia is really hard to run on. Generally slide steps, very quick to home plate. And Johnny Damon trying to time him. He's probably thinking about running in this situation, but he just can't get a jump.
Tried a breaking ball, count 3-0. Now the Yankees need a big blow. Let's see if they green light Alex Rodriguez here on 3-0. Rodriguez 7 for 17 lifetime against Sabathia. That's 412. And he's takes away, and it's a walk to A-Rod as Damon moves to second.
Take a look at the pitch by pitch here. Fastball up and away. Tries to come in, up and in. Change up off the plate. Fastball away. No gimme 3-0 strike there. And that ball's just off the plate. Sabathia so far, his velocity's a little down. Maybe got up to 87, 88, 89. Used to seeing him in the mid-90s.
Runners go, and Shelley Duncan fouls it off. Both of them had the bases stolen. And Alex did not stop at second. He continued the run through the bag so that he wouldn't put pressure on the quad.
A great jump by Johnny Damon. Don't know if it was a play or a hit and run, possibly trying to shake things up. Maybe manager Joe Girardi's trying to get it going in the first inning, but Damon had that one stole easily.
The 0-1. Breaking ball. After a week, Shelley Duncan was sent down to Scranton Wilkes-Barre. He hit .309, 6 homers and 17 ribbies. He's 1 for 7 in the bigs. But he is explosive. He can hit you that homer. That's why he's in the lineup. And Hideki Matsui is sitting for the 2nd straight game, which is very rare when he's healthy. Foul tipped off Martinez.
You can just sense Shelley Duncan back in the clubhouse today. Michael got a chance to talk to him, and he just adds so much life. He just bounces around that clubhouse, very friendly, talking the game. He just knows how to act around a big league clubhouse, obviously, with his lineage and, you know, well documented with his father. See Hideki Matsui there. The Yankees facing back-to-back left-handed pitchers. Kind of gives you a sense that manager Joe Girardi, he's going to shake it up this year. He's going to put out a lineup that he thinks on each individual day that's going to work on that particular afternoon.
Strike 3. Took something off that pitch, and Duncan down looking. And once again, the Yankees just cannot get the hit with runners in scoring position. No runs, a hit, no errors, and 2 men left. Yankees nothing, and the Indians coming to bat. Overhead shot of Progressive Field. Just to the right there is Gund Arena. It used to be Gund Arena. Now it's Quicken Loans Arena where the Cavs play. And the Cavs are in Washington today for Game 4 of their playoff series. Let's take a look at the Jeep pitcher. No, that's later. Let's take a look at the Indians starting lineup presented by Rico. David DeLucci's in left. That's Drupal Cabrera at second. Travis Hafner will DH. You've got Victor Martinez catching and cleaning up. He has an 8-game hitting streak. Ryan Garco at first. Johnny Peralta the shortstop. Casey Blake at third. Franklin Gutierrez in center. And Jason Michaels is in right. Chien-Ming Wang on the mound for the Yankees. He is a 4-0 with a 3.94. Less than hit per inning. 2-to-1 strikeout to walk ratio. Now let's look at the Jeep pitcher scouting report.
He's 4-0 in April, off to a great start. 50 wins, 50 and 18 we saw before. That's pretty remarkable. And stay in the mix, keep mixing it up.
There's a strike. Now, 50 and 18 to me is just phenomenal. And then I turn my eyes to my right, and my partner, his first 50 wins with the Yankees, he was 50 and 17. That's dealing, David.
A pretty good trade, huh?
Yeah. What did the Blue Jays think? What were they thinking giving you up?
They were doing me a favor. They knew I wanted to come back to New York. And the day I got traded to the Yankees, believe me, I was the happiest guy on the planet. I was so ready to come back to New York, Michael.
Whitey Ford, Johnny Allen, and you. 3 pitchers with fewer than 18 losses at the time of their 50th win with the Yanks.
Still had my apartment in Manhattan at the time.
And that was a good trade for both. You came over in '95. Team made the playoffs because of your hot streak, and then championships 96, 98, 99, 2000. You got 5 rings. 1-2. Line drive, base hit to right field. So DeLucci now has a 5-game hitting streak with that single.
See, Chien-Ming Wang jumps right ahead of him, tries to come inside. Looks like that 2-seamer, he wants to run it, gets back out over the middle of the plate, as you see right there. Didn't dot the I. DeLucci's a good fastball hitter. Base hit to right.
Here's Asdrubal Cabrera. Cabrera did not play on Friday against the Yanks. Just a rest. Jamie Carroll got the start at second that day. Did start yesterday.
Boy, Michael, you talk about crowding the plate. His back foot is almost next to Jose Molina's shin guard when he's in that box.
Now, an umpire could force you back in, but he is crowding. He is on the line, so he's well within his limits there.
Talk about hanging over the dish. His hands are almost in the strike zone.
Now, there's a rule that you might not know. You could hit a batter. If his hands are in the strike zone, it's a strike. It's not a hit batter.
That is true. It's something you never see called, but you're right. That is in the rule book.
And that would stop players from wanting to get on base and just reaching into the strike zone to get hit. You don't see that often, but it does guard against it. But his hands are in the strike zone. How would you counteract that? Just crowd him?
Well, I think generally speaking, the guys who crowd the plate like that want the ball inside. Ironically, it's almost contrarian. You can see he's got the open stance with his lead leg open. So he's even though he's on the dish, wide open stance. I think he's looking for the ball in.
And then he's so close to the plate, the outside corner is not a good place to pitch him either because he could reach it.
I think it depends. You know, that's one of the things that Chien-Ming Wang has learned and is going to have to continue to learn is to read the bat. Every time I pitched, Michael, I would want, after it was a foul ball or whatever pitch it was, my immediate attention would go to read the bat and read what the hitter was trying to do, what his first move was he late with his swing, what's his bat speed. You get instant feedback.
Runner was going, and they stay out of the double play. As Cabrera is out at first, DeLucci moves into scoring position. Chien-Ming Wang's trying to pick up his 5th win in April. And only 3 Yankee pitchers in history have ever done it. Mel Stottlemyre did it twice, 5-1 in '69 and '74. Andy Pettitte was 5-0 in '97, and Mike Mussina was 5-0 in '03. There's Travis Hafner. He's got a 4-game hitting streak, and there's a strike.
You can kind of see the influence of Hafner and Asdrubal Cabrera we saw before. Similar type stance, not quite as much on the dish, but certainly that open stance, high hands. I've seen a lot of the Cleveland Indians left-handed hitters with that kind of a stance right there. Wide open stance, get both eyes on the pitcher.
And you're so right about when you're on top of the plate, you probably like the ball inside because Ryan Howard is really far from the plate. And you'll see this pitch by Chien-Ming Wang. Ryan Howard of the Phillies. And Charlie Manuel said, you know, you're not reaching the outside pitch. You've got to move closer. So he moved like a little bit closer, and he didn't like it because he was getting jammed. So that's why he stands way back. Not because he likes to pitch inside, because he doesn't like to pitch inside. So it works backwards.
It varies with hitter to hitter, and that was a good pitch by Wang. Make him move his feet. You know, 1-1 now.
There's a strike.
And that's what we talked about is pitching inside for effect. That's pitching inside for effect. The pitch prior to this last one. Now he's jumped up to 1-2 on the count. And that just making him move his feet. That prior pitch, spun him around. Let him know that I'm out there. I'm going to pitch you inside today, and then that opens up the outside pitch.
One, 2, 2-2.
See Chien-Ming Wang take a shot with the splitter. That was a split figure fastball. Good try, nothing wrong with that. Right over the plate and down. Hafner took it. See if Wang takes a shot back inside right here. We've already pushed him off once in this at bat. Now if you could double up and throw that inside sinker for a strike, you might be able to get him frozen for a called third strike.
2-2. And a count full of 3-2.
That was the idea. They took a shot, just missed the target.
Now in the 9th inning yesterday, game tied, runners on 2nd and 3rd with 1 out. They intentionally walked Hafner to pitch to Victor Martinez, and Martinez lined a single to left field to win the game. First base is open right here, but they're going after Hafner, obviously. First inning. And the pitch. Just missed outside, so Hafner works a walk.
We're going to see the pitch by pitch coming up here against Hafner. First pitch fastball right down the middle, strike one. Then he spins him. Good pitch right there. Sinker away, strike two. Try the splitter down. There's the pitch he needed to try to throw that for a strike. This has got good movement just off the plate. Pretty good sequence. He just missed his spot a couple times, and if he could have thrown that pitch inside for a strike after spinning him, I think he would have had him.
Martinez had his first walk-off RBI of his career yesterday. He'd driven in 425 runs, but that's the first one that ever ended a game. Strike. And the only active player with more career RBIs than Martinez without at least one walk-off hit, the Astros' Lance Berkman, 878 ribbies without a walk-off hit. Indians have taken the first two games of this four-game set. If the Yankees want to be 5-5 on their road trip, they've got to win today and then tomorrow night.
Victor Martinez with the big game-winning hit yesterday in the 9th inning. Walk-off job, first one for Ross Ollendorf. I remember that feeling, Michael. That's a tough one. Get that first walk-off job.
High fly ball, shallow right center. Melky Cabrera had to come a long way for the second out. Now to bring up Ryan Garco.
Good pitch inside, tied him up, four-seamer up and in, perfect location. Melky's got a long way to run, comes and gets it.
Why is that walk-off so tough? Let's take a look at the location first.
See Molina set up in. That is perfect. Four-seamer, stayed in there, didn't tail back over the middle of the plate. Definitely beats him. Martinez is frustrated right there as you see the slam of the bat.
First walk-off is tough because you just don't know what to do, right?
You don't know what to do. You know, you're out there playing baseball and you throw a pitch and the game's over and your team, you know, you're in the field, everybody's walking off, and you know, what a lonely feeling. You know, you just kind of walk right to the clubhouse. Unless you've had that happen to you, it's a little stunning for you. And I'm sure Ross Ollendorf, looking at the look on his face yesterday, he was pretty stunned.
Pitch to Ryan Garco is a strike.
Good looking slider right there by Wong. He's got a good mix of pitches going in the first inning so far.
Garco struggling, hitless in his last 16 at-bats. Just underway here in Cleveland, bottom of the first. Indians threatening. Yankees had the same threat. They could not do it in the top of the first. Yesterday, they were 2 for 13 with runners in scoring position. On Friday, they were 0 for 2 runners in scoring position. So in the first inning, they were 0 for 1. So now they're 2 for 16 in this series. And Joe Girardi, as David mentioned, certainly not shy about shaping up the lineup. And the 0-2. Check swing, popped up, and out of play. This is the Yankees' 26th game, and they've had 23 different lineups. So sometimes because of injury and also maybe a little impatience, he's not going to sit back and just run the same lineup out there if they can't score runs. And for Hideki Matsui to be benched 2 days in a row just because of lefties pitching, and Joe said, listen, we're facing lefties 5 out of 6 games. We're in a stretch, so I feel badly. He calls him Matty, that Matty's not going to be in there, but you know, I'll get him back in. He'll get plenty of ABs all year.
And he will. And, you know, recalling Shelley Duncan, wanting to get him going. He was hot in the minor leagues, and you want to take a look at him, get him in the lineup a couple days in a row.
Missed inside. Well, they're making Wong work here. 21 pitches in the first inning. 12 strikes, 9 balls. DeLucci's at second, and Hafner is at first. Swing and a miss. He strikes out Garco. So Chien-Ming Wang comes back strong. First and second, 1 out. He gets Victor Martinez to fly to center, and he strikes out Ryan Garco. We played one in Cleveland. No score. Today's closed captioning is brought to you by your New York, New Jersey, and Connecticut Lexus dealers. Calm day on Lake Erie. Morgan Ensberg leads off and cracks one to left center. Deep. Going back is Gutierrez. He's on the track, and he'll make the play in front of the wall. 1 pitch, 1 long out.
Well, we said in the opening, you know, CC Sabathia throws a lot of strikes, and Morgan Ensberg saw that scouting report, saw one he liked, and put a pretty good swing on it.
That's the first out that Sabathia has recorded this year on a first pitch strike that a batter has swung at. He was 9 for 9 batters were against him before that with 2 home runs. Here's Robinson Cano. Cano is hitting 152. Second lowest batting average amongst 195 big leaguers who qualify to be listed among the batting leaders. Adam LaRoche is the worst average at 147. Cano 0 for his last 13 on the road trip, 3 for 26, and he is just reaching, searching, trying to find something. And now he has to face a tough lefty like Sabathia. Sometimes they say that helps because mechanically it makes you stay in.
Exactly, that's exactly what I was thinking. If he can have a good day today, get good at bats, keep that shoulder in, keep from drifting. Paulie O'Neill said he thought he was drifting a little bit in Chicago.
Grounded to second as Drupal Cabrera. 2 away. And the slump continues.
See Sabathia, Martinez set up outside, kind of a hanger, you know, kind of got tied up with that slider. He thought it was going to come down a little more, and it almost got jammed by a slider there. Looked like he saw it pretty good, though. It's almost a situation when you're pitching, he almost hung it too much and got away with it. If he would have, that would have hung over the middle of the plate a little more, looked like Robbie would have been on it.
Here's Melky Cabrera. Pitch is low. CC Sabathia stands for Karsten Charles. And this year they're calling him Sai Sabathia.
See the Indians feature a little throwback look today. No names on the back of their uniforms. Good time to do it when the Yankees come in town. Of course, the Yankees uniform, that classic look. No names, and that's the beauty of the Yankees. You're just a number. See the C on the hat? That's the old school hat right there, Michael.
That is old school. They wore that yesterday as well, so the weekend of throwbacks.
Love that about the Yankees, Michael. There's no names on the back of their uniform, just that logo, NY. Ooh, little jump the gun there a little bit. Marty Foster, that's one where you walk right by and say, yeah, my bad. Umpires hate this. Thinks it's up, assumes it's ball 4, late strike call. Oops. Let me mosey on around behind. Girardi thought it was high.
Popped up. Blake. And that'll do it. So Sabathia works a 1-2-3 inning, and Joe Girardi stares frozen in disbelief. We go to the bottom of the second. No score. You know, there's a big crowd on hand, but not as big a crowd as you would expect for a Sunday afternoon, Yankees and the Indians. And it could be that the Cavaliers are playing right now against Washington in the NBA playoffs. So maybe some people stayed home to watch it on TV. The Cavs are very big in this town because of LeBron James, a local kid who's made very, very good. And this Tribe team has not yet caught the imagination of the city the way the 95, 96 team did, which really, if you look back, was an incredible team. Some unbelievable players: Manny Ramirez, Carlos Baerga, Sandy Alomar Jr., Omar Vizquel, Albert Bell, on and on. I mean, what a team. Kenny Lofton, Jim Tomei.
Those were some tough lineups to face right there.
Peralta fouls a bet.
A couple of switch hitters at the top of their lineup with Robbie Alomar and Omar Vizquel. Both of them could run, do a lot of things, the table set. Some great RBI guys in the middle of that lineup. They were tough in this ballpark especially.
And that lineup sold this place out 455 straight games. 5 years in a row of sellouts. The 2-1. 2-2.
Good moving sinker in on the fist right there by Wong. Really got on top of that one.
And you see the 455 retired for the fans. Pretty special number in baseball. And the 2-2. Tries to pull an outside pitch. It'll be Peralta, Blake, and Gutierrez. And we always talk about how the Yankees loved to play here, and I guess I should say the Yankee hitters like to play here. I'm sure you guys didn't like to pitch here, right?
It was
Against
a tough,
that lineup.
It was a tough pitcher's park. It really was.
High fly ball, center field. Melky in left center, one away.
Or I should say is, you know, speaking obviously in the past tense, it was a tough pitcher's park back then with that lineup, and in those years they were so deep, 1 through 9. They kind of set the trend in the American League. And now we see such a discrepancy in offense between the American and National League in today's game. Cleveland kind of started that back then. You had to go 1 through 9 deep. Their 9-hole hitter could hit 20 home runs.
And while this isn't really an unfair ballpark, you can hit home runs here. I mean, you don't really have to crush the ball to get it out. You're not going to get a cheapie. It's not like Citizens Bank Ballpark in Philadelphia, but a hitter will be rewarded if he hits the ball okay. 370 into the gap in left center. That's fairly short. 400 to dead center.
Of course, the one guy we're forgetting about in the middle of that lineup is Manny Ramirez when he was in India.
Left as a free agent after the 2000 season, and the Indians did something smart. They completely broke it down. And they became a bad team for a couple of years and started to rebuild through the system, some shrewd trades. And they've got to do it a little bit differently. I mean, they're not exactly a small market, but they're not a big market either. The 1-2. And they try to sign their young players to long-term deals. Grady Sizemore signed to a long-term deal. And this is the organization that started that, signing Albert Bell and Kenny Lofton and Baerga, just to keep them around longer than they would have been kept around. The 2-2. Swing and a miss. Blake down on strikes.
Another good sequence for Chien-Ming Wang here. You're going to see this. Look at that target by Molina right there, and a tight little slider. He misses that ball by a foot. Very nice. See that late break right off the plate. Good tight spin.
Now to bring up Franklin Gutierrez, playing center field today. Usually plays right. The center fielder is usually Grady Sizemore, but he's out. And if he doesn't come in at some point during the game, that snaps his string of 382 straight games. That's the longest in the big leagues right now. So if Grady doesn't get in, David, one more day that Cal Ripken could kick his legs up on the Barker Lounger and say, I got it for a while longer.
Yeah, I think that, you know, people talk about streaks that might last forever. Joe DiMaggio's 56-game hitting streak. Don Larson throwing a perfect game in the World Series. And some things you wonder if it'll ever happen again.
You know, one of those records that people talk about, and it doesn't have the same publicity as the others. Johnny Vandermeer pitched no-hitters in back-to-back games, and that's just got to be a bear. What did you do after the perfect game? Do you remember?
Yeah, I walked Robbie Alomar almost on 4 pitches. I handed it early. Yes, the first batter.
One, two. How about Nolan Ryan? 7 no-hitters. That's not going to be broken.
Just can't see that happening. I think, you know, Cal Ripken's streak is right at the top of that list or near the top. 7 no-hitters by Nolan Ryan. Wow.
Yeah, a lot of people forget that in '98, when David Wells pitched a perfect game, he almost pitched another one against the A's at Yankee Stadium. Rip foul. I think he went into the 7th inning with it.
He did take it. He took it in there pretty long, and he was emotionally exhausted. He almost said he didn't want to do it again. I know, you know, the next day I didn't get much sleep that night after I threw my perfect game, and I went on Regis and Kathy Lee the next day, and when it was Kathy Lee before Kelly, and you know, it was a whirlwind tour for 3 or 4 days, and when I went back out there to pitch again, I was drained. It was emotionally draining.
The 2-2. Wells did tell me he never wanted to pitch another one. He said it was too much work that came with pitching the perfect game. He said I wasn't even disappointed when the A's got another hit.
Yeah, I was a little surprised at that answer, but yeah, he was a wreck. He was a nervous wreck the second time around, and you know, during his first perfect game, he was wandering around looking for somebody to talk to, and I finally broke the ice and talked to him a little bit and tried to make him laugh.
2-2. A lot of foul balls, really making Wong throw strikes. He's at 40 pitches in 2 innings.
He's got good stuff, though. He's got his sinker slider combo going today, and none of these hacks are really good hacks. You know, I think now is probably a good time to look for that slider down and away. Molina set up out, see if he can get him to swing and miss right here.
This will be the 8th pitch of the at-bat. And now it'll be a 9-pitch at-bat.
Good movement, good sinkers. You almost wish he would put it in play. You know, those are all quality pitches he's throwing right here, and you got to give Gutierrez a lot of credit right here, for just battling, making him throw these pitches.
Ground ball is short. Jeter in front of it. And a great stretch by Duncan as they just nabbed Gutierrez. Duncan, a full body dive, somehow kept his foot on the bag, and he saved Jeter from picking up an E6. The throw is to the outfield side of the bag. Full body dive. Gutierrez is out. Well, we go to the 3rd inning. Let's take a look at that last play again.
Plenty of time. Boy, what a stretch. Good thing you're 6'7" right there. What a great adjustment. Yes, he's on that bag. Holds on to it.
Molina fouls one off. One more look.
Shelly Duncan's got to use just about everything he's got to reach out, keep that toe on the bag. Good call.
Talks it over with the other Yankee first baseman, Jason Giambi. Hit sharply to 3rd, Blake. And there's one out here in the 3rd. Each team with a hit. Here's Johnny Damon. He led off the game with a single to left center. 13 for his last 26, average up to 284. Joe Girardi said no surprise, Johnny Damon, when he's healthy, is a really good baseball player. Now, speaking of health, no information forthcoming about why Jorge Posada was a late scratch. He was in the lineup till about 10 minutes before the game, and no one's talking about why he was taken out of the lineup. Grounded to first, off the glove of Garco, as Drupal Cabrera chases after it, but Damon reaches. Garco had been errorless at first base this year. We'll see if they score that in E3. They should.
Comes up on him, kind of looked like it hit the lip of the grass, right where the dirt meets the grass, and certainly a play he should have made. Looked like he got surprised by this hop. It jumped up a little higher than he thought.
And that is scored in E3.
He's down, he's got the glove down, and oh, that hop comes up chest high, and he just couldn't adjust quick enough.
Here's Derek Jeter. He flied to right. That was in the first inning. Damon a threat to run. And there's a strike.
Little slide step changeup on the first pitch to Jeter. When Damon's on, Sabathia's got that quick delivery to home plate. He almost no leg kick, very tough to run on. And then on top of that, on the first pitch, he drops a changeup on Derek Jeter, gets him way out in front.
Right to Garco. That's a nice play. Fires to second. Not in time. The tag late on Johnny Damon. That would have been an impressive double play to turn.
Hard smash right at Garco. Steps on the bag. Good throw gets him here. He kind of stumbled a little bit. Wide throw. Good slide by Johnny. Good play. Steps on it, kind of double pumps. Wide throw. Gives Johnny a little lane to slide away from the bag. You'll see right here. Just a little too far to the left. Johnny's in there. Good throw would have had him.
Here's Abreu, who struck out looking at a breaking ball in the first. That one a ground ball to third. Blake. And that almost was a collision between Abreu and Garco. So the Yankees, another time where they don't get a hit with runners in scoring position. We go to the bottom of the third, no score. Let's take a look at tomorrow's starting pitchers, brought to you by Verizon Fios. Make the switch to Verizon Fios, TV, internet, and phone. Mike Messina, coming off a good start against the White Sox, will face Aaron Lathey, who's just been called up. Those are his numbers from last year. Batting practice show at 6. Pre-game 6:30. Game time right around 7:05. Jason Michaels swings at the first pitch from Wong. Pop up to shallow right field, and is going to drop in for a base hit. Michaels goes for 2, and he's in there. That's good hustle by Michaels, running hard out of the box.
First pitch swinging. Jason Michaels did bust it out of the box. Full swing off the end of the bat. This kind of fools Bobby Abreu. Takes a step back, does not, kind of takes a circle route. Now he's got to come in hard. Late jump, can't get there. Jason Michaels hustling all the way. Beats the throw. Watch him bust it out of the box. That's that full swing off the end of the bat. That's the one that fools the outfielders. Makes his turn right there. He kicks it in gear. Comes in hard. Beats the throw. Hard slide. Abreu just didn't get that read. Kind of took a circle route and then saw that he wasn't going to get there. Tried to dive.
Here's Dave DeLucci. You know what's sad, though, David, is that we actually have to point it out when somebody's hustling out of the box. That should be the rule rather than the exception, but it's not. So that's why we do point it out. Because guys usually jog the first couple of steps out, and then if they think it's going to fall in, then they'll pick it up a bit. If he had done that, he would have been out at second base.
Jason Michaels, you know, he's his young career. Broke in with Philly in '05, got a reputation right on as being a hard-nosed player. Kind of do the little extra things that keep him in the big leagues. Maybe a fourth outfielder, fifth outfielder type guy on your team, but plays like that keep him around.
DeLucci pops one up. Shallow left field. Jeter out. Who'll make the play. First out of the third. Well, in Friday's game, the catcher that day, Kelly Shopik, really jogged out of the box and then tried to turn it into a double and got thrown out, and he was addressed immediately by Eric Wedge, and I'm sure that resonated with the rest of the team as well.
Yeah, with Wedgie's got that reputation too. Young manager, he's only 40 years old. See Jason Michaels there, hard-nosed guy, hard-nosed player, always had that in his young career. Eric Wedge, the manager, really instills that in his young players. They want certain types of guys that play the game right, play the game hard. They've built, like Michael said, they've sort of rebuilt over there through their system, farm system, and a few trades here and there. They got the type of clubhouse they want.
Here's Asdrubal Cabrera. A lot of people point to Cabrera taking over at second base last year when the Indians turned it around. Josh Barfield, that was a big trade that they made to bring him in at second base, but it really wasn't happening for Josh. And they brought up Asdrubal Cabrera, who was a shortstop in the minors, and boom, he got to second base and they just turned it around. They went on to 96 wins, and they were 1 win away from going to the World Series. There's a strike.
Coming into this season, yeah, they were expecting big things out of Cleveland. A lot of people's picks, a lot of experts pick to make it to the World Series. Certainly win the Central Division.
Line caught by Jeter. Hung up there enough that the shortstop could get there for the second out.
See, Wong's got good movement today. A lot of balls off the end of the bat. Look at that. That's almost off the cue end, off the end of the bat. A little soft line drive. Jeter goes over, makes the play. Look at this late, tight movement. Down, perfect location. He's really sharp, I think, Michael. Even though his pitch count's up a little bit, part of that is because they're fouling off a lot of pitches, but his slider's been good. He's on top. His wrist position's disciplined and on top of the ball, driving that sinker down.
Only problem is he's thrown a lot of pitches, 49 pitches, but you know, you could have a 6-pitch inning and get right back on track. I guess sometimes your pitches could move too much, but also they fouled off a lot. That one off the glove of Molina as Michaels moves to third.
Tough one for Molina right here. He's setting up in. They're looking to throw a four-seam fastball in, and he just misses way off the plate. Molina has a hard time reacting across the plate, thinking Chen-Ming Wong's hitting his target for the most part today, and he gets caught up kind of in the rocket chair back there. Catchable ball, but certainly not looking for it to be off the plate when it's called for to be inside.
And that has scored a pass ball, not a wild pitch. Bottom of the third, no score. Indians threatening, runner on third with 2 outs. And Hafner at the plate, 1-0 count. Hit sharply and scooped on one hop by Duncan. He'll take it to the bag, and that'll do it. So Hafner hit it hard, but Duncan with a nice play. For the Indians, no runs, a hit, no errors, and 1 man left on base. We played 3 here in Cleveland, and there's no score at Progressive Field. Oh, just as we thought, battle of pitchers. Sabathia against Wong, no score as we go to the 4th. A-Rod leads off and fouls a bat. Indians with 2 hits, Yankees 1. Indians made an error by Ryan Garco.
Get those fast-moving games when you get guys that throw strikes, Michael. Everybody knows CC Sabathia throws that first pitch in there for strikes a lot of times. His walk level's down, generally speaking. You combine that with home plate Marty Foster, who tends to call borderline pitches more the pitcher's way, generally speaking. You're going to have guys going up there looking to swing that bat.
And the 0-2. 1-2. David, was it more fun when you threw gas, or was it more fun when you learned how to pitch?
Well, you know, I think I probably enjoyed it or appreciated it more later in my career when I had to create on the fly, similar to what Mike Mussina's trying to do this year.
But, I mean, you used to throw 95, 96.
Yeah, part of that is some brain cells are probably gone, too. I don't remember the early days. I had a great career. I wish I could remember it. But I did appreciate it. I mentioned that to Mike Mussina the other day after his outing, which he really pitched well, created on the fly.
That one is driven to left center field. Giving chase, Michaels is going to make the play on the warning track. A-Rod hit it well, but to the deepest part of the park.
Definitely drilled it. Made a loud sound, line drive, just couldn't get the lift. Maybe got tied up just a little bit. A-Rod's so strong he can muscle it out sometimes on fastballs. Just a little off the end. The pitch is in, and A-Rod brings his hands in. A lot of times you think a hitter gets jammed there, but you bring your hands in so quick that you end up hitting off the end of the bat.
With Shelley Duncan. And a strike.
But you know, Michael, I was talking to Mike Mussina the other day after that outing, and I just told him, you looked like you had fun. You know, you had a little bounce in your step. You were laughing, joking in the dugout. We haven't seen that from him, and he agreed. You know, it was nice to see him.
Nubbed off the end of the bat. Garco gets a chance, and he beats Duncan to the bag. Two-way. Let's take a look now for the New York State Smokers Quit Line Quiz. And it involves CC Sabathia, who was the last Cy Young Award winner for the Indians prior to CC Sabathia. David, you won a Cy Young Award. What'd you do with the actual award?
I gave it to my father. You know, I didn't have to think twice about it. My father was a blue-collar guy, worked the graveyard shift at a meat packing plant, and still woke up and still had time to coach me in Little League. Kind of a classic story. So many Little League fathers out there that volunteer their time right now and that are Yankee fans probably watching this game. And there's to you, Pops. You know, that's what I said. This one's yours. And he's got it up on his wall. And
kind of a neat gift. Kind of a neat thank you. The 0-1. 1-1.
I know he was tired a lot of the times, Michael, and, you know, he always found time. Go out in the backyard, play catch, coach the team.
And the 1-1. Now, will you give him the Emmy if you win an Emmy for broadcasting?
I think I'll keep that one.
50 pitches for Sabathia so far.
What's an Emmy, Michael?
That's for the accomplishment in television. Excellence in television broadcasting. The 1-2. Swing and a miss. Ensberg down on strikes. And a 1-2-3 inning for CC Sabathia and the Indians. We go to the bottom of the fourth. Pitcher's duel on tap. No score. It's kind of eerie. The quiz was, who was the last Cy Young Award winner for the Cleveland Indians prior to CC Sabathia? And the answer is Gaylord Perry. Talked about Gaylord on Friday. 24-16, 1.92 in 1972. And there's the comparisons. Different era, different type of game. And 72 was the last year before the DH.
Combined weight of about 600 pounds there. Gaylord was a big man, too. Larger than life.
Victor Martinez leads off, takes pitch outside, 1-0.
Kind of sense we're going to get a look at Gaylord right here. There's his act. Well, I love that. Look at him. Where's the Vaseline? Where's it at? Big leg kick. Boom. He threw hard, too. He was a good pitcher. There's the spitter right there. That's the one.
Imagine throwing the spitter in an all-star game. Wonder what Munson thought when he caught that. I've seen that before. Hot shot up the middle, a base hit.
You can kind of see Victor Martinez getting his stroke together with that game-winning hit yesterday. He came into today, his last 10 games, he's hitting 400. 18 for 40, and this is just right back up the box. A sinker over the middle, and watch out. Sinker, didn't quite get it down. And that's a smash, and that's get out of the way. That'll shake you up a little bit. You know, the other day, Michael, we talked about would I ever feel sorry if I drilled a hitter? No, that's the reason right there. Those smashes right up the box. Victor Martinez wouldn't feel sorry if that drilled Chien-Ming Wang right there.
Here's Ryan Garko. You ever get seriously hit on the mound?
I was pretty lucky. A couple of kneecap shots, a couple shin burgers, as we called them. Nothing real serious. But I had some whiz by my ear that shook me up.
Our colleague Al Leiter got hit in the head. Scary.
I played with a guy, Bryce Flory, who had a serious eye injury and almost really did derail his career. He came back and pitched a little bit, but he was really psychologically affected from that. It was a really sad story. Ryan Thompson hit a brutal line drive off of his forehead, or really right above his eye.
Ryan Thompson of the Yankees at that point, and it was all, you could hear it from up in the press box. And you say psychologically with Bryce Flory, also physically, just couldn't see the same anymore. He didn't have depth perception. But he's lucky he lived. That's how dangerous it was. That's off of Garko.
That gives you a sign right there how good Chien-Ming Wang's stuff is today. This hard sinker looks like it's going to be right down the middle. Look at that late movement. All he can do is drill it off of his toe. Oh, that hurts. That's a direct shot right on top of the foot or the toe. And Garko trying to shake it off. That's what Chien-Ming Wang can do, and that's why when he gets that sinker combination with that slider down and away from righties, that's when he really can be tough. See if he tries to take another shot back down and in. I would go right back down and in with that sinker, see if I can get him to do it again.
And maybe there'd be a reluctance on his part to swing. The 2-2 strike right down the middle. Man, that must have hurt for him not to pull the trigger on that. It was right down the middle. Hey, today after the postgame on Yes, stay tuned for a new episode of the Joe Girardi Show. This week, Joe reviews the Yankees' Midwest road trip and looks ahead to the upcoming homestand against the Tigers and the Mariners. It's an all-new Joe Girardi Show today after the postgame, only on Yes. Here's Johnny Peralta. Breaking ball just missed. Wang 4-0, coming into the game with a 3.94 ERA. That's obviously gone down. And really, if you look at Wang's season, he had that one bad game. And that's why the ERA is where it is, which isn't terrible, but his ERA would be in the twos, the low twos, if not for that. That was a one bad game against the Red Sox. And the Yankees ended up winning that game 15-9.
See a lot of swings like that previous swing. Just guys can't square up that sinker today. He's getting good late movement, a lot of toppers, a lot of jam shots. Guys can't keep that ball fair. That ball's running in on his fist. 61 pitches right there, 38 strikes.
David, do you think that there's anything in Wong's mind about the way he got roughed up against the Indians in the postseason last year?
He's not showing it today, if there is. He's real sharp today. His stuff is live, it's moving. He's got a good mix of all his pitches. It's hard to say what he's thinking. Maybe he's coming out on a mission tonight. Maybe he does remember and is using it as motivation. He looks very much on his game, very concentrated right there.
1-2. Fouled away. And that was one of the reasons. I don't think you could say he was trying to reinvent himself in spring training, but he certainly wanted an added layer to his game because his sinker wasn't working in the postseason and he got crushed. But he wanted something to go to other than the sinker when that happened. And we saw he had other pitchers against Chicago the last time out.
He has, and they're even sharper this time out so far. He's had a sharp slider to go with that nasty sinker he throws.
Nice pitch, diving down and away. Peralta down swinging, 2 outs.
And that's the mix we've been looking for. Anytime he can do that. He's been pounding that sinker in. Okay, here's a tight little sharp slider up the plate. Misses that by a foot. Look at that thing breaking down in depth. This is what you've been looking for Chien-Ming Wang right there. Well, when he can get that crisscross game going, run it to the right, almost like Nintendo baseball with the joystick. I can move it to the right, I can move it to the left. Late, biting movement. That's why he's got 50 wins right there. That sinker right there. He'll get 50 more in a hurry when he starts throwing that slider like he's been featuring today.
Foul back. Now, when Chien-Ming Wang first was signed by the Yankees, his slider was actually his best pitch. And they took it away from him because his shoulder kept getting hurt. Now, you wonder, with him reincorporating it, is that going to be a problem again? Because his shoulder did get hurt with the violent nature of throwing the slider.
Well, you got to pitch. You're a professional. You're paid to cultivate your craft. You got to develop your craft. You have to evolve. You have to learn new things. You got to continually adjust and prove yourself on this level.
And also with Wang, he's a young kid. Didn't have the training techniques that the Yankees provide for him now. There's ways to build up the muscles around the shoulder and the rotator cuff. And he's probably in better shape than he was when they first signed him.
Definitely in better shape. His arm strength is built up. He's a major leaguer now. He's a proven top of the rotation starter. Everything they're trying to do with the young starters and bringing them along slow, this guy's there now. He's ready to take the next step.
Strike 3, inside corner. That's an impressive inning for Chien-Ming Wang as he strikes out the side. He has 5 strikeouts in 4 innings. We go to the 5th. No score here in Cleveland. Pretty impressive for Josh Beckett and pretty impressive back here in Cleveland for Sabathia and Wong. The Corona Extra scoreboard tells it all. There's no score. Top of the 5th inning. So the Cy Young Award winner against the runner-up here at Progressive Field. Here's Robinson Cano, a guy who desperately needs a hit. 0 for his last 14, 2 for his last 25, 5 for his last 40. The numbers are not pretty for Cano. Good, hard, crackling fastball. 0-1.
I think, Michael, what they want to see is just him get a good at-bat. Just really grind this out, get a good swing, pick out a good pitch to hit, start getting good at-bats.
The problem with slumps, and even for really established veterans, and Cano's not at that level just yet, it starts to creep into the mind, and then when it becomes a mental problem, it becomes even worse.
Kevin Long, the hitting coach, talking to him last night. He's a big believer in that. Just keep getting good at bats. Things will fall into place for you.
Fouled away. There's no way with the slump that he's in that he's not taking it back to the hotel, that he's not thinking about it in bed, that he's not thinking about it when he eats. And this is a guy who has pride in his game, is considered one of the best young second basemen in baseball. You look up at that board and it says 151. And you're in late April, the 1-2. Pop foul.
Yeah, it's hard. It's such an emotional game up here, and as we said before, you constantly have to prove yourself on this level, no matter what type of success you had, whether you're Mike Mussina, an 18-year vet, or Robinson Cano. You know, people talk about him maybe a potential batting title winner. Constantly have to work and prove yourself in this game.
Rounded up the middle, fielded there by Cabrera, off balance throw, infield single. That's the type of thing that maybe gets you going. So Cano breaks the 0 for 14 Schneid with an infield single.
And you're right, Michael. A lot of times it's a little thing. You know, tough pitcher on the mound. Get down that line, beats the throw. Slider, he kind of rolls over it a little bit. He smells it, picks it up a notch. Definitely beat the throw. You know, maybe that's it. But he's leading off the inning, more importantly. He got a 0-0 game in the 5th. He's the leadoff hitter in this inning, and he's on first base now.
And they haven't picked off. That's not good. Yankees trying to get something going, had Cano moving, and he is thrown out. Caught in a rundown and then nailed.
It's hard to say if this is a set play. He might have been just going on the first move because Sabathia rarely throws over to first, and he gets nabbed. Tries to get in the old hot box, doesn't work.
They score that a pickoff 1-3, 6-3, 4.
That's the game we used to play back in the backyard right there. Get in a little hot box and see if you can draw some throws.
That one's driven deep to left field, going back to Lucci on the track. See ya! Home run, Melky Cabrera, and finally a run on the board. Yankees lead 1-0.
Well, we've seen it. We've seen Melky coming this year, showing some pop in his bat. He jumps all over this inside fastball and knows it. He smoked that ball, got the barrel of the bat right to that inside fastball, beat Sabathia to the spot. That's his 5th home run of the year right there. He's showing pop from both sides of the plate, right and left so far in April.
Pitch to Molina is outside. Melky had 8 home runs all of last year. He's at 5 right now with 11 runs batted in. And ironically enough, Joe Girardi was talking about Cabrera before the game. Everything we could ask for, he's doing. He said he's playing a very good center field, running the bases well, and swinging the bat extremely well. So he's the first run on the board. Even waves to the camera. Foul bat. And Cano's pickoff, you never know if the home run would have happened if he wasn't picked off, but looms a little bit larger. Yankees would have a 2-0 lead, maybe. The 1-2. Blew it right by Molina for the second out of the inning.
94-mile-an-hour gas as Sabathia is starting to pick up his velocity after that home run. Little ticked off, maybe. Probably his best fastball of the night right there, of the day, rather. Getting up in the mid-90s where he's known to be, velocity-wise. I'm not sure that was Cano's fault, Michael. That might have been a set play from the bench.
What, to get picked off?
No, to go on the first move. Because Sabathia rarely throws to first base. He's got a slide step. He's quick to home. A lot of times the manager will just say, go on first move. And maybe there's a play on. Maybe it was a hit and run or a run and hit sometimes. You know, I don't know. I'm just obviously guessing up here, but I do know the Yankees do have that set play. Really, every major league team has that set play of when there's a lefty on the mound, sometimes you just go on the first move. And kind of guessing that Sabathia is going to go home. Or if he does go to first, you can beat the throw to second.
The moment the leg went up in the air, he took off.
That looks like a go on the first move, but you know, we'll have to ask after the game, Robinson Cano, and see, or manager Joe Girardi. I didn't see a reaction from emotionally from Joe Girardi after that play.
2-1. Strike and count 2-2.
Which, contrasting to the Joe Torre area, you know, it's been kind of refreshing to see Joe Girardi show his emotions on the bench. Very different, obviously, than what we've seen in the past, but he talked about that coming in. He's not afraid to show his emotion. He cares.
Damon down on strikes. So Sabathia recovers after the home run with 2 strikeouts, but the home run still counts. There it is, as Melky Cabrera goes yards into the seats and left. His 5th home run. It's 1-0. We're halfway through. Right there in the Great Lakes Science Center, right next to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. So you rock out, then find out how the sound actually travels through the air. It's beautiful. Nice juxtaposition. Here's Franklin Gutierrez, and he runs the hands up the bunt, takes a strike. Corona Extra scoreboard, 1-0 Yankees on the strength of Melky Cabrera's home run in the 5th inning.
Franklin Gutierrez coming in his last 10 games, hitting .290, 9 for 31.
Grounded sharply through for a base hit. Leadoff runner is on here in the 5th.
See, trying to set up inside Molina. Sinker got some downward movement on it. Pretty good job of hitting. Might have wanted to got that in a little more, but still it's a ground ball, and it's hopping 1, 2, and 3 times before it hits the outfield grass. Good job of hitting, found the hole.
Indians not shy about putting on some plays. Michaels can handle the bat. Gutierrez has decent speed. Yankee shortstop and second baseman pinched up the middle. Duncan holds him on. Threw right up and in. Michaels did not like that, jumped right up. And when you're trying to bunt, David, that's what you want to do if you're the pitcher, right?
Well, yeah, Michael squared around very early. He wasn't disguising it at all. He's around early, and Chen-Ming Wang throws that 2-seamer. Look at the movement on that. That ball almost started off on the plate, and he just got under it and pushed it a little bit. Yeah, and Michael's a fiery player. He just got under that. That ball moved a lot. And Michael's just staring him down. Yeah, he's got a little edge to him, Jason Michaels.
Well, your heart has to be pounding if that happens. Runner goes, and they did have something going. Gutierrez might have stolen that base, but Michaels hacked at the pitch. It's now 1-1.
You kind of see both managers with pitchers on their games, and you get a guy, you get your leadoff guy on. We saw last inning with Robinson Cano, and don't know if that was a play or not, but he was kind of itching to steal right there. And same here, Eric Wedge, the manager of the Indians, trying to get something going. Wong's on his game. You get a leadoff guy on, they're going to try to bunt. We're going to hit and run. We got to try to manufacture something here.
A-Rod in the cutout at third. So not quite in, but in enough that it's a hot shot. He could have trouble fielding it. Runner goes. Pitch swung on a missed. Out. Good throw by Molina, good tag by Cano.
You know how good this throw is. This is a slider down and away. Not a very hard pitch to handle, and a perfect throw. And a nice tag by Robinson Cano. Look at this slider down and away and a swing by Michaels. Molina all in one motion, snags it, throws it right on the money. Great play by Molina. Look how quick that delivery is.
That's a good call by Angel Hernandez because it was a good tag. That one's drilled to left field, but foul. Pitcher has to love that if a catcher throws that kind of pitch.
Good hands, quick tag, got him.
You know, we jump on umpires if they make the wrong call. That's a good call on a tough call. That's not an easy one to see, and Angel Hernandez got it right.
So did Jose Molina.
1-2, swing and a miss. Another strikeout for Chien-Ming Wang.
Nasty slider. I mean, he's really got it working today. Jason Michaels, take that with you. You almost get domed trying to bunt on the first pitch, and now you go sit down on that slider down and away.
And they must have a hard time picking up the rotation there, Dave, because those balls are going out of the strike zone and they're just swinging at them.
They are, and it's late too. That's the key when you're throwing sliders. You're trying to manufacture tight spin that's hard to pick up. Just throwing effortlessly today. Nice, easy motion. Fastball's jumping out of his hand. We've seen him back up in the mid-90s with the sinker. Tight sliders down and away to righties. Mixed in a couple splitters. See this pitch right here. That's a split finger fastball right there. Mixed in a couple of those. That's about 86 miles an hour. Looks just like his sinker. Only a little more dive, a little more tilt.
The 0-2.
There's another one, another splitter. So he's really got his 3 pitches working today, Michael. For lefties, he's featuring that splitter. To righties, he's featuring that slider. And then, of course, everything works off of that sinker. Molina doing a great job back there, mixing it up, setting up well for him, framing pitches, throwing out runners. Six strikeouts. He's got the swing and miss pitch going. You know, he's getting ahead with his fastball, and they keep fouling off that fastball. Sometimes you got to go to a swing and miss pitch, and he has today. That slider down on the way to righties has been one of his key strikeout pitches.
Broken bat pop-up right field. Makes the seats out of play. DeLucci needs another at bat, or needs another bat. This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the New York Yankees and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the aforementioned New York Yankees. 80 pitches for Wang, 53 strikes. There have been very few stress-free days for those two men, Joe Girardi and Dave Island. Yankee pitching has been up and down, a lot of usage of the bullpen, starters not giving you quality outings, but today they've had very little to worry about. And the 3-2. He walked him. Second walk issued by Wang. The other one came in the first inning. And that's going to bring up Asdrubal Cabrera. See, downtown Cleveland, right by the water is the Cleveland Browns Stadium. A revitalized downtown area because of this ballpark. Everything started to build off of this. This really was a ghost town. before what was then Jacobs Field was built. This is the first year it's called Progressive Field. Jacobs was the family that owned the Indians and then sold it to the Dolan family. And when the naming rights ran out for Jacobs Field, they sold it to Progressive, and that's what it's called. Some people call it the Prog, others call it the Pro. One of the best newer ballparks in baseball, came right after Camden Yards, right along the lines of Camden Yards, what was then Jacobs Field, Safeco Field.
Yeah, it's still got that new feel to it. You know, it's weathered very well over its first few years.
Runner goes. Throw to second. This one not in time, as DeLucci steals second.
Another really tough pitch for Jose Molina here. Looks like a splitter down. He's got a backhanded almost in dirt. Tries the best he can. Can't pull this one off like the last one. Very difficult pitch to handle. Come up and out. You kind of see he couldn't quite get his feet set and get his balance to get something on that throw.
Haven't had to have many conferences. Yankees are familiar with Dave DeLucci. He played with them in 2003. Actually played in that World Series. And actually played against him in 2001 for the Diamondbacks.
Another good guy in the clubhouse. Fourth or fifth outfielder guy, can do a lot. Hard-nosed player, can run, plays decent defense, good hitter.
Swing and a miss. And Cabrera goes down on strikes. Another strikeout, that one on a splitter. He has it all working. Fastball, slider, and then the splitter with the bottom dropping out. We go to the 6th, 1-0. Hey, it's time for the game summary presented by Sharp Aquas, the official HD TV of Major League Baseball. 0-4-1 Indians, 1-3-0 Yankees. Melky Cabrera 1 for 2, his 5th home run of the year. He had 8 home runs all of last season, so well ahead of his pace. Victor Martinez 1 for 2, his single extended his hitting streak to 9 straight, and we expected a pitcher's duel, and through 5 innings we certainly have that. One mistake by Sabathia, the home run to Melky, and Chien-Ming Wang has 7 strikeouts. And he has 3 pitches working. Chien-Ming's always looking at that nail, see if it's holding up. So far, it's held up just fine on a Sunday afternoon in Cleveland. So we go to the 6th inning. It'll be Jeter leading off. Jeter, Abreu, and A-Rod against Karsten, Charles, Sabathia. Indians have left 5 on base, the Yankees 3. And there's a pitch that Sabathia was not throwing early in the season. He would not come inside. He's having no problem doing it today and in his previous start against the Royals. We told you he's lost 6 straight against the Yankees in the regular season, lifetime 1-7 against them. Good hard fastball. You could hear it up here, just crackling into the mid of Victor Martinez. 2-0.
His velocity has improved as the day's worn on. Back up 94, 95 with his fastball again.
Grounded foul.
See Jeter get jammed there, kind of laughing about it. Nasty pitch. He tried to fight off there.
And the 2-1. Count 3-1. Right now, base runners at a premium. You get one on via the walk, you can start doing some things. You want to open up holes in the infield because both pitchers have been so dominant. Grounded foul, the count full at 3-2.
Good leadoff at bat by Jeter here. The Indians have really, as sharp as Wong has been, they've made him work. It's almost like his sinker's been so nasty, he's had to go to strikeout pitches. He just couldn't get him to put it in play early in the count. That's how good his stuff has been today. And CC Sabathia, kind of an important at bat right here for Jeter. Get on base leading off.
3-2. Driven deep to left center field. That ball is going to be up against the wall. Gutierrez will get it in, and Jeter's in with a leadoff double.
And Derek does it. You know, he works the count to 3-2, buys himself a fastball up and in, and really gets to it. Turns on it. Instead of that inside-out swing that we've seen so much, he really gets the head out on this one. We've seen him do that over the course of his career from here and there. When he starts to feel good about his swing, he'll start turning on that inside fastball.
Significant double. Wyatt tied Joe DiMaggio, 389 on the Yankees all-time doubles list. I always say this, whenever you see one of these lists for the Yankees, the names are certainly not unknown. Lou Gehrig leads, Bernie Williams, Don Mattingly, Babe Ruth. Some brand names up there. So a runner in scoring position, Bobby Abreu would like to pull the ball here and get Jeter over to third for A-Rod. How about that? Ran the hands up the bunt. Shows you how tough Sabathia is.
Gave it a thought. It's one of those days. Important double leading off here, the 6 for Jeter. Great at bat. Hey, you want to make it count. Do whatever you can to get that second run in right here.
And he gets the job done. Nice play by Asdrubal Cabrera as Jeter moves to third. That's not an accident. That's exactly what Abreu wanted to do. That is small ball right there as Jeter moves to third.
Good job right here. Almost gets a single out of it. Diving play, athletic. Got the short throw from shallow right field. But Abreu does his job, gets Jeter over to third. We've talked about the Yankees struggling with men on base this year so far. Now you got a great situation. One out and Jeter on third.
Carl Willis comes to the mound, talk things over. If you're on the mound right now, you've got Shelly Duncan on deck. Alex Rodriguez, 54 home runs last year, 3-time MVP. Do you walk A-Rod here to set up the double play with Shelly Duncan?
Certainly a consideration. I'm sure that's exactly what they're talking about right now. How are you going to go about it? Similar to what we saw earlier this year with Girardi and Messina with Manny Ramirez up at first base open. Do you want to set up the double play here? He might let CC go after A-Rod with a couple of pitches, but not give in.
That's the path I always never liked. You want to walk the guy or not? Don't tell me to be careful, because if I'm careful, I could make a mistake, even if you're trying to be careful, and then I give up the hit. Looks like they're going to pitch to him. A-Rod today is 0 for 1 with a walk. Big insurance run at third. Crackling fastball strike inside corner. Boy, you're seeing two craftsmen on the mound. Really fun to watch pitchers work like this. They both know what they're doing. They both have really good stuff.
When you can come inside with a four-seam fastball, power pitch on the first pitch to A-Rod and dot that inside corner, boy, that's impressive. That's what separates the great ones right there. You can command both sides of the plate. Early in the count, pound them in.
Infield is in. Blew it right by Alex Rodriguez. Count 0-2.
Just another perfect pitch. Victor Martinez setting right there on the inside corner. That's on the black, and that's got some life on it. See him drive that four-seam fastball right to that inside corner.
And the big left-hander deals. Came in with the breaking ball. A-Rod laid off. And the count 1-2.
Nice job by A-Rod there. That was a nasty slider coming off of 2 straight fastballs. The slider's coming in on that same lane as those first 2 pitches. Good location, perfect 0-2 pitch.
The 1-2. He struck him out. Came in with gas and struck out Rodriguez for the second out. That's a big strikeout for Sabathia.
We go pitch by pitch here. First pitch, fastball, dots the inside corner. Power pitch, 95 miles an hour. Same thing right again, just beats him. 0-2, let's go slider down and in. That sets up another fastball. Just beats him. Actually, that was probably the least located fastball. That one's more down the middle, but it had some hair on it. And Sabathia's pumped up. And he's not.
Now the infield can back up. Shelley Duncan at the plate. Duncan 0 for 2. Another good hard fastball. Yankees 0 for 4 today. Runners in scoring position, 2 for 19 in the series. That's why they're 0-2 in the series and leading just 1-0 here in Game 3.
Excuse me, Michael. You see Victor Martinez really working CC. You know, you said he had trouble pitching inside. Not today. He's throwing inside very well today.
The 0-1. Right now, it's power against power.
It's taking advantage of Shelley Duncan's over-aggressiveness. Try one up the ladder. It's a hard one to lay off.
The 0-2. Line foul.
It's a big moment in the ball game. Crowd senses it. A lot of fans on their feet. CC Sabathia, the Cy Young Award winner from last year, really raising his game to another level in this inning.
Along with David Cohn on Michael K, you're watching a good one here on Yes. Yankees 1, Indians nothing, top of the 6th. Jeter's at third with 2 outs. Sabathia against Wong. The Cy Young Award winner on the mound, the runner-up in the dugout, spinning a shutout. Yankees looking for another run. And the 0-2 upstairs. 1-2.
See Shelley Duncan here in a big spot after returning from the minor leagues and performing very well down in Scranton. Getting another shot.
And the 1-2. He struck him out. A foul tip held on to by Victor Martinez, and CC Sabathia is pumped up. A leadoff double by Jeter, and he could not get him in. Strikes out A-Rod, then strikes out Duncan. Duncan cannot believe it. CC Sabathia does. Barking as he goes up the mound. We go to the bottom of the 6th. Well, we go to the 6th inning. Yankees lead 1-0. Shelley Duncan strikes out to end the top of the 6th with Jeter on third. You know, David, we saw how animated Sabathia was on the mound, first after the strikeout of A-Rod, and then just almost flying into a rage after the strikeout of Duncan. And people really jumped on Jabba Chamberlain because he pumped his fist after a strikeout. Even you said he has to watch out for things, but I mean, you see what Sabathia did. I know he's a reigning Cy Young Award winner, but that dwarfs anything that Jabba's done on the mound.
Yeah, it was a big moment in the game.
Hafner grounds one to shallow right. Cano. One away. And a lot of big moments for Wong as well, and he struck out a lot of people.
Yeah, we've seen that tight slider right there against righties. There it is again. There's two. Good sinking fastball back, kind of swing back. Another good slider. That's a slider that kind of backed up he got away with. There's another good slider to a righty. Here's that splitter to the lefties. So he's had a K-ball going to righties and lefties. He's featuring the splitter to lefties and that slider to righties. And it's almost, Michael, as we said, his sinker's been so nasty that he couldn't get guys to put it in play. They were fouling it off, and he went to his slider and then said, okay, I'm going to strike you out today. Got that season high right there, 7 Ks and 86 pitches.
There's Victor Martinez, and the pitch low.
I was talking to Derek Jeter last night, Michael, and he said, you know, he's looking for his first home run. He said he looked up on the board, and Victor Martinez doesn't have a home run yet this year as well. Kevin Long, the hitting coach, was kind of joking with Jeter about losing his pop. When are you going to hit a home run? Kind of sarcastically. Jeter pounded that double in the last inning, got stranded at third. Victor Martinez still looking for his first of the year as well.
You know, this game, at least on the Wong side, has been such a great thing for the Yankees because they've not had good pitching or consistent good pitching for a lot of the season. And you see he's thrown 91 pitches. Well, here's some bad news. The New York Times is reporting that Jorge Posada has a tear in the subscapularis muscle of the shoulder. He's going to go on the DL and he's going to visit Dr. Andrews down in Birmingham, Alabama. He has never been on the DL in his career. It's been a source of pride for him. And now the Yankees have some issues with their catching. Now, Posada caught yesterday and made 2 throws to second base. And you wonder if those throws exacerbated what was a shoulder problem at the beginning, because he had been sitting and DHing since April 8th and then caught the first 2 games in Chicago. Did not catch the last game. And then yesterday had a key pinch hit triple. He did not start yesterday's game, but that could be a gigantic loss for the Yankees. Now, the part that the Yankees might be in trouble with, Chad Moeller was designated for assignment. And this is Jorge throwing out Sizemore yesterday. That was a good throw, and another throw was a little bit high.
Yeah, there's no way to simulate that in practice before the game. You know, the game speed live, you got to pop up quickly and make that throw in a live game. That's the only way to truly test your shoulder.
Victor Martinez grounds one to Duncan. And there's 2 away. And when I say they've lost Moeller, he's been designated for assignment. And if any team claims him now, they could take him. Now, if he gets through the other 29 teams, then the Yankees could send him back to Scranton and then bring him right back up. But as of this moment, today, Yankees have 1 catcher, and that's Jose Molina. Posada obviously could catch if he had to. I don't think he's on the DL at this moment, but they'd be able to run on him at will. That's a real big blow if the New York Times is right on this, and they're certainly going with it, so I'm sure they're not wrong. Count 0-1. You know, David, a lot of people talk about this. Who's the one Yankee that couldn't be lost for an extended period of time? And the answer is always, from scouts, everybody, the one guy that can't be lost is Posada. And now Posada could be lost. And I always get nervous, David, when they visit Dr. Andrews, you know. That's never a good trip for anybody when it comes to the shoulder.
No, I've made that trip down to see Dr. Andrews, and you only go down there if you think you might need surgery. That's for sure, or to get a second opinion.
And Garco gets hit. Wong's pitches are moving a lot, and that kept bearing right in on Garco, so he gets plunked.
Kind of gets behind it, pushes that sinker in a little bit. A lot of these Indians players, they're on top of the plate. See him kind of diving in and takes one for the team right there.
Again, they're looking at that nail. He's always tending to that nail. And that nail is actually an artificial nail that they glue on, because his regular nail always gets torn off from just the force of the ball coming off the hand.
Yeah, he uses great fingertip pressure to generate the kind of spin on the sinker.
Johnny Peralta at the plate. Now, David, how does that come off? How does the ball come off that affects the nail like that?
Well, a lot of times, you know, with him, when he's throwing that two-seam fastball, it comes off of this index finger, and you're really pulling that seam, and that fingertip pressure can put so much pressure on your fingernail. And once you get a break or a tear in your fingernail, it's hard to get it healed, especially throughout the course of a season. That's why they put that artificial nail on his finger. And you know, once you kind of go down that path, it's the floodgates open. You don't have time to let it heal.
And even when it heals in the winter, when he starts throwing in spring training, the same thing happens. So there must be such force coming off the seams. The 0-1. That one's blocked by Molina.
Tremendous force. I mean, you don't see too many guys in the big leagues, and that's why Chien-Ming Wang got to 50 wins so quickly. They can throw with that type of velocity and that type of movement. You know, you see a lot of sinker ball pitchers that can throw the ball in the mid to upper 80s, but you don't see too many two-seam power sinkers or turbo sinkers, as people, you know, we search for terms to describe Chien-Ming Wang, because he could get it up in the mid 90s. You don't see too many guys that throw two-seam fastballs in the mid 90s with that kind of movement, and that's what generates that force.
This will be the 100th pitch of the game for Wang, the 1-1. And as well as Chien-Ming Wang is pitching, you know what? The Yankees might have to fashion 3 innings out of their bullpen today. And the bullpen has faltered quite a bit of late. And this is a game that they want to win. Obviously, they want to win every game, but now with the news of Posada, you just don't want a team that's dragging, thinking they're losing a guy who was one of their MVPs last year.
Still throwing very well. It'd be interesting, Michael, if he can get out of this inning. If they run him back out there, he's just broken the 100-pitch mark for the day, and that's part of the problem. Part of the credit goes to Cleveland for making him battle. Chien-Ming Wang has had a good sinker. He's tried to get him to put it in play early in the count, but it's almost been too good. They fouled it off. He can't get him to hit it between the white lines today, so he's had to go a little deeper. He's had to go to some strikeout pitches, and he's been very good. But credit Cleveland for making him throw these pitches.
Popped up. Shallow left. Jeter is there, and that's going to do it here in the 6th. No runs, no hits, no errors, and 1 man left. We go to the 7th. The Yankees 1 and the Indians nothing. CC Sabathia comes out for the 7th inning. The Yankees are leading 1-0. They'll face Sabathia with Ensberg, Cano, and Cabrera. Each team with 4 hits. A Yankee run, a Melky Cabrera home run. Pitch is high, 1-0. 27 years old. He will be a free agent at the end of the year. And you've got to have a lot of guts to turn down a 5-year, $100 million deal. That one's fouled back. Almost in our booth, but not quite. I understand that if he hits the free agent market, David, he's probably going to get money like Johan Santana got. But it's right there, $100 million for 5. You'll never have to work. Your kids will never have to work. Their kids will never have to work again. But he's, you know, when you're an athlete, you don't think you're going to get hurt. It's a tough call.
Might want to call Lloyd's of London to get a little insurance policy going.
All kidding aside, I guess you can do that, right?
Sure, absolutely. Agents will set that up for you. If you're going to make that kind of gamble and roll the dice, you're going to back it up with an insurance policy in case you get injured.
Swing and a miss. So not only is his fastball working, but he's got off-speed stuff striking out Ensberg. 3 strikeouts in a row for Sabathia.
We'll see Sabathia has really progressively gotten better. There's a little slider. He doubts the outside corner. A little backdoor slider there. Fastball away. Fastball in. A little changeup. He's pumped up after this one. That's a good-looking little... That's probably a changeup there. He's throwing backdoor sliders. Let's see if I can see the grip out of his hand. Yeah, that's a changeup. Kind of turn it over. Got a little Scroogey action to it.
And there's a strike.
You can see there, that's kind of the changeup grip. You see the ball kind of buried back into his hand. That's how you take speed off of the ball. Is when that's called choking the ball. Get it back into the palm of your hand. And that's how you take velocity off of it. Then you can kind of go ahead and turn it over.
Cano is 1 for 2. Blew it right by him. When we talk about taking a gamble, look at the stress on the elbow. Look at the veins popping out, the power that he's putting into each pitch.
Full extension right there, and that's how you could throw a good changeup. That's how you get full extension like that. It looks like it's a fastball. It looks, it comes out of the same slot, but the grip does all the work.
And that's what you were saying on Friday, that Andy was slowing his body down rather than, you know, making it look like a fastball the way CC Sabathia just did.
Yeah, I mean, Andy's gotten much better at his changeup. It's been the last pitch to come in his repertoire over his career, but that particular one, and he's done it before, and I've done it, every pitcher does it, is every now and then you kind of come up and out of it and telegraph it, slow down your delivery, and it gives a tip-off to the hitter what's coming.
Grounded to first, Garco. And there are 2 outs. Hey fans, get another chance to see all the big hits and great plays another time around with WB Mason Presents Yankees Encore later after each game, and again the next morning at 9. It's only on Yes. Great shot from the blimp. The Goodyear blimp has been providing great pictures for us throughout this series, and today no different. Melky Cabrera, there's the offense for both teams today. A home run in the 5th inning. That's it. It's 1-0 Yanks, top of the 7th. And a strike. Exactly as advertised, Sabathia against Wong.
Sabathia is still in decent shape. There's 93 pitches right now.
Grounded foul.
You know, Mike. You know, Michael. It's as we see here. There's the home run by Melky. Down and in. He really got to that ball. Kind of looking in. First pitch. Batting right-handed. I call that, you know, as I said before, you kind of beat the pitcher to the spot. You know he's coming inside, and you're quick enough with your hands to get the barrel to the ball and keep it fair.
And the 0-2. Foul back.
You know, we were talking about pitch counts, you know, the in vogue thing and the number crunchers in baseball. Every time a pitcher gets around 100 pitches, it's, uh-oh, we got to go to the bullpen. I don't believe that today. I think CC Sabathia's got a little more in him. I think Chen-Ming Wang does too. They're both throwing very well. What's wrong with 110 pitches, 115? Why does it have to be 100 pitches? Especially when you're seeing 2 guys that are in a groove. Their mechanics are solid. They're not laboring.
And the Yankee bullpen, nothing going on. So Chen-Ming Wang, who's over 100 pitches, will pitch the bottom of the 7th, the 1-2 upstairs.
And I completely agree with that. You know, this is where the manager and the pitching coach watch the stuff. You watch the mechanics. Throw away the pitch count today. You got a cool day. Both pitchers have been on. Beautiful day to pitch in the mid-50s, upper 50s.
Another foul ball. Melky has a home run today, his first major league home run. Happened to be against Cliff Lee and the Indians back in 2006, June 15th. And you also saw his first major league hit was against the Indians and Kevin Millwood. Now, Kevin Millwood is the guy who was with the Indians and left for free agent riches. And he has advised CC Sabathia, he said, you know what? Don't leave for other people because, you know, you have to set precedents in terms of getting the most money and stuff like that. He goes, if they make you a nice offer and you like it there, you stay there. Don't go there just to earn a couple more million somewhere else. And right now, Sabathia has to make that decision at the end of the year. Here's the 100th pitch of the day. High fly ball, left field. DeLucci is there, and he'll put it away for the final out of a 1-2-3 inning. Sabathia has been very strong through 7. At the end of 6.5, time for the 7th inning stretch. It's 1-0 Yankees. Well, it's 1-0 here as well, Nancy. We thank you for that update as we go to the bottom of the 7th inning. Each team with 4 hits. The difference in the game, a Melky Cabrera home run in the 5th inning, his 5th home run of the year. He had 8 all of last season. At the beginning of the game, we were talking about a great pitcher's duel, and it has lived up to that. Sometimes you have 2 great pitchers on the mound, and they might not have it, and you have a 7-6 game. Right now, it is 1-0 as we go to the bottom of the 7th inning. It'll be the bottom third of the order. Blake, Gutierrez, and Michaels. I keep saying that Chien-Ming Wang was not the runner-up for the Cy Young. I thought he was the runner-up. It was actually Josh Beckett. I think that Chien-Ming Wang was 3rd. But he had 19 wins, more than anybody else had. No one had more than he did in the American League last year.
He certainly had a Cy Young Award type season. And, nobody really ran away with it. Could have gone either way.
That one is lined to right field, and Abreu makes the catch. How about this? He won 19 games last year, David, and Lackey was 3rd. Fausto Carmona was 4th, and Wang was sometime after that.
It was a close race last year. Several pitchers were similar, were in the very same category in terms of wins, and their numbers were all very similar. CC Sabathia had such a great walk to strikeout ratio, over 200 strikeouts, 209 strikeouts and only 37 walks. And I think that particular stat might have got him over the hump as far as the voting.
And the pitch to Gutierrez is a strike. That's the top 4 last year. So Sabathia got 19 of the 28 votes in first place. Swing and a miss. Count 0-2.
Nice and easy. Comes right back out. 106 pitches. Throwing with so much less effort.
Jabba Chamberlain has been off for 2 days, and he's getting ready in the bullpen.
You know, if I'm the pitching coach, if I'm Dave Island watching this on the bench and seeing this nice smooth delivery, the ball's still jumping out of his hand.
Strike 3. Gutierrez down looking.
See here, just a backdoor sinker. That ball looks like a ball the whole way and just races right back to the outside corner. Started off the plate, outside to a righty, and right at the last minute races and catches the black of the plate for strike 3. The thing that makes that so effective, Michael, because it's late. It looks like a ball till the very last minute and just slices the outside corner.
Here's Jason Michaels. Foul back. Chien-Ming Wang was the runner-up to Johan Santana in 06, and he has won more games over the previous 2 years than Any pitcher in baseball coming into the season 19-19, that's 38 wins. He's 4-0 right now, trying to go 5-0 in April. And the 0-1. 1-1. The amazing thing about Wong, he won 19 games and missed the first 3 weeks of the season.
Just looks very relaxed, very confident today. No laboring, no stress. Very much in control.
Check swing, and the 111th pitch from Wong is fouled away.
I've seen a lot of swings like that today. Jason Michaels, kind of an emergency hack. Check swing, foul ball over the dugout. You just can't quite get a beat on him, Michael. You know, they don't know if it's going to run in on their hands or if he's going to dot that outside corner with a slider, and it's definitely got him guessing.
And the 2-2. Just missed outside. And you're right, the ball's really coming out of his hand nice and easy. On deck, Dave DeLucci. He's been on base twice, a single and a walk. Also stole a base. 3-2. He struck him out. And a slider gets Michaels diving down and out of the strike zone late. A 1-2-3 inning in the 7th. If that was his last inning, pretty impressive. It's been pretty impressive right through. We go to the 8th, 1-0 Yanks. The two of us here in the booth for the Chevrolet Player of the Game. Text your vote to 58772. For more information, visit ChevyOffers.com. You can vote right up until the end of the game. Vote now and make your voice heard. We'll give you those in a moment. Molina swings and misses. Today's candidates are Chien-Ming Wang, number 1. CC Sabathia, number 2. Number 3 is Melky Cabrera. Number 4, Derek Jeter. Standard text messaging rates apply. It's hard to get a number 4 on a day like this because the story is the home run and the 2 pitchers. But the story might not be written yet because somebody in the bullpen might emerge as the star, or somebody who hits a big home run at the end might emerge as a star. They're talking things over with Chien-Ming Wang right now. Will he pitch the 8th? He finished off the 7th in proper fashion, the 0-2. Fouled away. If the New York Times story on Jorge Posada is correct, Jose Molina is going to become such an important part of this Yankee team for the remainder of the year. Molina is an outstanding defender. Will he be able to hit enough? Right now he's at 273. High fly ball, center field. Gutierrez puts it away. 1 out.
Very similar to Wong, throwing free and easy. Throw the pitch counts out today. These guys are on. It's a great day to pitch. 104 pitches. 73 strikes and 31 balls. That is just a tremendous ratio right there.
Is this good weather to pitch? Because not too hot, not too cold.
Just right. On days like these guys can throw all day.
Damon fouls it back.
Just enough to get a little bit of a sweat when you need it. Just enough moisture for that tacky feeling on your fingertips that you need to feel the ball. But not enough to kind of drain you like we saw from Andy Pettitte the other night on a little more of a humid night. And kind of ran out of gas. First night we got into Cleveland, we were sweating. It was humid and hot. Weather's completely changed today. Almost like a early spring day.
And tomorrow will be a completely different animal. It's supposed to be 40 degrees, rain in the forecast, and then you hear a mixture of rain and snow. It's April 27th. And the 1-1. 1-2.
You know, when I was pitching, when I first broke in the mid-'80s, up through the early '90s, Davey Johnson, the manager of the Mets, he wanted your starters to think 9, go 9.
Broken bat, line drive right at Peralta. And there's 2 away.
His feeling was, you see Johnny Damon pick up the bat. A sawed job by CC Sabathia right there. Another quality pitch. His theory was you got to finish what you start. Fastball. Johnny gets it off the end of the bat. CC's doing a dance to get out of the way. Just sawed that bat right in 2. Shows you the stuff Sabathia's got. And he dots that outside corner with his fastball and the life on it. The bat just explodes if you don't hit it on on the sweet spot. You catch it down off the end. But Davey Johnson wanted just, 111 pitches. CC Sabathia's got 108. You kidding me? He's got 3 more innings.
Now, one thing that's different now, and I'm sure you've heard this, let's say Eric Wedge keeps him out there for 130. He might get a call from his agent. I mean, agents are very involved in this as well, especially a guy who's in the last year of his contract. Well, what are you doing? Why are you keeping him out there 130? So there are different levels to this game now that there might not have been in 85. Agents are pretty emboldened now.
Yeah. Certainly, you start getting up in the 135, 140 pitch range. Yeah, I could see that. But right now, he's throwing so nicely. Right at 110 pitches. Why not? Nothing. What's the difference between 100 and 110? Why not push it up to 120, 125? Especially when you're throwing with this kind of efficiency, mechanically speaking.
Ground ball to second, gobbled up by Cabrera. Over to Garco. And CC Sabathia has retired the last 9 Yankees in a row after Jeter's double in the 6th. We go to the bottom of the 8th, 1-0 Yanks. All weekend, just amazing shots over Cleveland, and the aerial coverage provided to you by our good friends at Goodyear. When the road throws you a curve, get there on Goodyear Innovation. This is right outside the ballpark and across the street from Quicken Loans Arena. We are all witnesses. An entire side of a building, and LeBron James dominates. I just want to ask you, David, as a guy who was a star in his business, how do you walk out of work if you're LeBron James, see that, and keep your head about you? I mean, there's a picture of him on the whole side of a building, and he's only, what, 23 years old? Pretty heady stuff.
Pretty heady stuff. Similar to what happened to Doc Gooden.
Yes.
Back in the day, and I guess we're seeing a little bit of Jabba right here. I think Jabba's had some pretty amazing play so far in his young career. Notoriety, almost a cult hero status. But you're right, Michael. LeBron is larger than life.
And so far handling it well. Before the game, Jabba Chamberlain testing out his legs. He had slipped on a wet mound in Chicago, and he went through the paces and looked like he was okay. That's why he's in there right now. Pops up DeLucci. Duncan makes the play, and 1 out. So with the entrance of Jabba, that spells the exit of Chien-Ming Wang. And I could just tell, David, by the way you watched this game, that you really were blown away by how good Wang was today.
I really was. I thought he had an excellent mix of pitches. And on a night when he did have his good sinker, and almost his sinker was almost so good he couldn't get him to put it in play. They kept fouling it off, banging it off their toe, yanking him foul. So he had to go to the strikeout pitch. And he had all 3 working. He really commanded both sides of the plate and had great mixture of pitches today.
There's a strike to Cabrera.
And that was a dominating performance. That's the kind of performance that's going to win him postseason games. We talked about his problems in postseason last year. You see that devastating slider from Jabba Chamberlain right there that just goes straight down. But that's the type of performance you're looking for in big games, And good hitting team, Cleveland. Certainly a World Series contender, a playoff contender that knocked him out last year.
And Jabba with a pitch in the dirt strikes out Cabrera. 1 away. Well, LeBron scored 34 points today in Washington as the Cavs beat the Wizards 100-97. And that game just over, so now the Cavs lead that series 3-1, and it comes back here to Cleveland on Tuesday. So now everybody here at this ballpark could kind of just chill a little. I know they were worried about the Cavs score. That game 4 is now, I'm told, game 5 is on Wednesday at the Q, the Quicken Loans Arena.
But just to finish up on Wong, just a thoroughly dominating performance. Overpowered the Cleveland Indians today.
Pitch to Hafner is outside 1-0. Pitched yesterday, picked up his first big league win. Longtime Japanese star Masa Kobayashi getting ready for the Indians. The 1-0. 2-0. He does not like pitching, the little kid who fell asleep. He is out.
.96-mile-an-hour fastball on the outside corner by Java to get it back to 2-1. Seeing Java fall behind here, Michael. Come back, 2 fastballs, one right on the outside corner, one right on the inside corner. Let's see if he goes to that slider, try to finish Hafner here. Big strikeout pitch for him.
Strike 3, an impressive inning for Jabba Chamberlain. Retires the Indians in order 1-2-3 with 2 strikeouts. We're going to take a great pitcher's duel into the 9th inning. Paints the outside corner. Yankees lead 1-0. A little bit of a slide there by Molina. Yankees Baseball on Yes is brought to you in part by IOTV, bringing you the most free HD you can get anywhere. Do you see an HD? Get HD free with IOTV. Infinity, luxury and performance that stir the soul. And by Continental Airlines, the official airline of the New York Yankees. It's a beautiful day here in Cleveland, Ohio. On the shores of Lake Erie, it is 1-0 as we go to the top of the 9th inning. Well, that's going to do it for CC Sabathia, as we will now see Masa Kobayashi. Pitched yesterday, picked up his first big league victory, but he was a star. He had 227 saves in Japan, and he pitched for the Chiba Latte Marines, which happens to be Bobby Valentine's team. 7 years in a row with 20-plus saves.
Shown good control so far this year. Only 1 walk and 10.1 innings.
Only 2 other pitchers have had 200 or more saves in their careers in Japan. Kaz Sasaki and Shingo Takatsu, both of them who played here in the major leagues. Indians signed him to a 2-year deal. You see Mariano getting ready. With a club option for 2010, he's guaranteed $6 million. And the 3rd-year option is $3.25 million. And Abreu hits one deep to center field. Gutierrez is there. And there's one away.
Well, we saw earlier, Michael, this year in Kansas City, Hideo Nomo, the pioneer from Japan, the tornado, got released by Kansas City, but he was the pioneer. And you just get that sense that more and more major league teams are sending scouts over to Japan for look for guys like this. And it all started with Nomo.
Now, this was his first spring training in the States, and the Indians train in Winter Haven. And you know the thing that just gripped him about Winter Haven that he could not get enough of? Walmart. He just could not fathom Walmart. He went there every day. He kept buying stuff every day in Walmart. He's already a Gold Club member there.
What do you suppose he's buying at Walmart?
I heard that he buys meat, fish, and vegetables.
So he's cooking.
Yes, he's cooking.
He's cooking his own food. All right, well, that makes sense. Hasn't been introduced to Burger King yet, I guess.
I guess not. Mickey D's, he will. There's a strike.
He should play for the Royals then. David Glass is a former CEO of Walmart, who's now the owner of the Royals. So might have given him a free card.
Count 1-2 on Alex Rodriguez. That's driven out into right center field. Gutierrez got a big jump, and he makes the play. Just missing a collision with Jason Michaels. A-Rod hit that ball well the other way.
Watch out, boys. You got to talk. Peeled off right at the last minute there.
That's scary. Earlier in the game, we relayed a report that was in the New York Times that Jorge Posada might go on the DL with a tear in the subscapularis muscle of his shoulder, that he's going to go to visit Dr. James Andrews in Birmingham, Alabama. The Yankees are not confirming that report in the New York Times. We will have more information on the postgame show, so you have to stick around. Nancy Newman back in the studios, and Kim Jones will try to ferret out any information she can in the clubhouse. It's a very important story, obviously, for the rest of this year for the Yanks, as Duncan swings and misses. So no confirmation by the Yankees on the Times story right now. That's on their website.
Kobayashi, very unusual delivery. A little tippy toe. Lifts that glove up slowly, very deliberate. Take a look at this. Look at that back foot. A little tippy toe straight up. Funky leg kick. And then wings it in there. Watch this little raise up with his back leg there. Whoop.
And rip foul. And he also doesn't seem like he rocks back on his left leg. Tim McCarver was talking about yesterday on Fox that usually a pitcher will rock back on the left leg and then have the leg go up, but he doesn't rock at all.
Not much rock there, but he's still using his back leg. I mean, you can't pitch without your back leg. That's the only thing touching the ground once you lift your left leg there. See that little tippy toe? Kind of a timing mechanism, a little toe tap.
2-2. Fouled straight back here and under our booth.
It's all about balance on your back leg. You don't have to rock back to get balance on your back leg. For a pitcher, that once you get into the middle of your delivery and lift your left leg, the only thing touching the ground is your right leg, your back leg. So you better have balance on it. And you have to have your weight on that side.
2-2. Popped up. Gonna be a tough play. Sliding and making the play is Blake. Kobayashi wanted no part of that. He just got out of the way. And Blake could smile now. So can Kobayashi as he makes a nice sliding catch. That would have been an infield single for Duncan. Reminiscent of Billy Martin charging in against the Dodgers in the World Series. Last lick's coming up for the Tribe.
Shown some power this year. His 5th home run, and we talked about it. Dumpy's that guy that does a little bit of everything, and now all of a sudden he's showing that pop on his bat from both sides of the plate. It takes on a whole new dimension.
Last year, all of last year, 8 home runs, now 5 already. So the Yankees, this is the formula. You get 7 innings of good pitching, turn the lead over to your bullpen. Jabba pitches the 8th, And that man, Mariano Rivera, will pitch the ninth. Let's see if it works out that he gets 3 outs. Well, you have to keep it here on Yes following the last out for the Nissan postgame, as Nancy Newman will give you detailed analysis of this game against the Indians. You'll get more information on the Posada story in the New York Times, and Kimberly Jones ventures into the clubhouse for exclusive interviews with the key players and also tries to find out more information about Jorge. It's the Nissan postgame, and it's right here on Yes. Those are the numbers on Rivera. You could say he's been perfect so far this year. 4 hits in 9 innings, 8 strikeouts, yet to walk a batter, looking to pick up his 7th save of the year. And he'll do it against the 4, 5, and 6 batters in the Indian order, starting with Victor Martinez. Mariano suffered one of his more crushing blown saves right here in this ballpark in 1997. The opposite field home run off the bat of Sandy Alomar Jr. And you wondered, would he be able to bounce back? That one is hit to right field, not deep. Abreu's there. 1 pitch, 1 out. And you were in that ballpark when he blew that save, David, and Yankees lost the next game, Game 5, but Mariano came back the next year and really has been great since then.
He really has. And he handled that very well. That was a devastating loss. But Mo's always been cool as a cucumber. You know, we used to joke about Mo. I mean, you look at him, he's so calm under pressure. Mike Stanton used to say, you know, let's check his pulse. You know, we used to go down and joke and grab his wrist and make sure he had a pulse. And he's got ice water in his veins. He almost had that from day one, too. He's developed it and evolved over the years.
The shot there of Grady Sizemore has a streak of 382 straight games, longest in the big leagues. And he's not in the game, has not been in the game, so that streak is coming to an end in case something, unless something untoward happens here. That one's fouled back by Garco. So the count quickly 0-2.
Mo started out this year, you know, he came out of spring training and he knew exactly what he wanted to do in spring training. He almost had his whole program mapped out. Not too much, just what he needed, and he's been so efficient. What a great start to the year, and you can see right here.
Strike 3, Garco down looking. He has the hat trick. He's been struck out 3 times today and was hit by a pitch once. And the Indians are down to their final out.
0-2 pitch. Look at that target by Molina. Really sets up well. Frames it. Mariano's so consistent. He's going to get that call. Love the way Molina sets up back there. Just shows that glove. Just gives a pitcher confidence. Really works for his pitchers.
Johnny Peralta takes a pitch outside 1-0. He had that big 3-run home run against Andy Pettit on Friday. That turned a 3-1 Yankee lead into a 4-3 deficit. Indians never looked back. Gutierrez followed with a home run after that. Could not hold up. Cutter, and the count 1-1.
Molina's in the rocket chair back there. I mean, wherever he wants it, he's going to put that glove, and Mo is just going to dot it. So efficient. A great start to the year. And just seems to get better and better every year.
Nice scoop there by Molina. Count 2-1.
Solid guy in the clubhouse, Mo. See the coaches. That's the rocking chair too. When you got Mo, even though it's a 1-0 game, boy, you tell them those guys are feeling pretty comfortable right now watching him pitch.
2-1. And now the Indians down to their final strike.
An old school 1-0 game, like you said, just right true to form. Chen-Ming Wang dominating for 7. Jabba coming in, doing his job in the 8th. And here's the future Hall of Famer, Mo Rivera, doing his thing.
And the home run by Melky Cabrera, the only run on the board. 2-2. Peralta stays alive. Battle of Cy Young contenders, Sabathia and Wang, both of them lived up to advanced billing. Both of them gave outstanding outings. Wang could go to 5-0. Sabathia might drop to a hard luck 1-4. Yankees trying to pick up their first victory of this series. They've lost the first 2 games. A crowd of 31,598 at Progressive Field. The 2-2. Driven the other way and foul. A rare wraparound series. Yankees and the Indians will play again tomorrow night, so no one goes home after this. But it will be a more relaxing Sunday night for the Yankees if they can nail this down. Indian shortstop sets. So does Rivera. The 2-2. Strike three. Ball game over. And the Yankees win 1-0. An outstanding performance by the Yankee pitching staff. Chien-Ming Wang, Jabba Chamberlain, and Mariano Rivera. Reason for Melky to dance. He had the game winner. The only run in the game, and Mariano just pitched an outstanding 9th inning. That's good old-time baseball there, David.
Incredible. Just what an enjoyable game. Both pitchers were on their game, throwing strikes. Clearly a dominating pitching performance in today's age in the American League, of no less, in Cleveland. You had a feeling, you mentioned it early, Chien-Ming Wang kind of came in here on a mission after getting knocked around last postseason. He was ready today. He was on. It was a great day to pitch, beautiful weather, kind of a cool day, and both pitchers were really sharp.
Now the Yankees needed this one. They win it by a score of 1-0. And everything came together. Now, not a great offensive output, but great pitching, and they get a win that they dearly, dearly needed. Let's see what the captain has to say. He's downstairs with Kim Jones. Kimberly?
Thank you, Michael. Derek, as hard as CC Sabathia was to hit today, how much better did Wang have to be to beat him?
You know, Wang was pretty good. You know, we seem like we say it time and time again, but he's so much fun to play behind because he throws a lot of strikes. You get a lot of ground balls. But, you know, we heard about CC struggling coming in. I mean, he threw the ball as well as I've ever seen him. As
Wang improves to 5-0, how much did you guys need this today? 7 innings from your starter, Jabba and Mo finish it off.
That's what we'd like to do. Obviously, it's not always going to work out that way, but you like your starters to go 6-7 innings and then get to Jabba and Mo. But, you know, our bullpen's been doing a pretty good job this year. So, yeah, obviously, Wang picked us up tonight.
Derek, with that double, you now have 389 in your career. That ties Joe DiMaggio, 5th all-time on the Yankee list. Do you ever get used to joining those great names?
To be quite honest with you, I've only hit about 3 balls in the air this year, so I wasn't even aware of that. But I guess if you play long enough, some of those things are going to happen, but I don't really think it's got a chance to set in yet.
I've got to ask you, what's your level of concern with Jorge Posada? We saw him scratch late before today's game.
Well, hopefully it's just a few days. I mean, you never know. He had an MRI on it, I think a couple of weeks ago. Everything was fine. So hopefully a little rest and he'll be ready to go.
Thanks, Derek.
No problem.
Michael.
Thanks a lot, Kim. So the Yankees win this one 1-0. Just a splendid game. Everything that you could possibly want. Good defensive plays, outstanding pitching from both sides. Strange hats by the fans. Bottom line, no midgets attacked the Yankees today. Melky's attacked the Indians. And Melky with a home run won the game. We'll talk more about it, give out the awards post-game after that.